everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Welcome back to the Bend Motorsport Park for round 6 and the final round of the Circuit XL SA Championship. This round started with a very, very late night on the night before. Went to load up the car on the trailer, realised that I had a unfused circuit that I decided to fix, grounded it out, started a small electrical fire and blew the ignition fuse. So a little bit of panic and a little bit of fixing late at night meant that I was very tired coming into this one. But we got there, we made it. It was nearly a disaster and we didn't make it. But getting out for the first practice session, and we got a time to sort of dial in and get a feel for the track. So weekend already not off to a great start. Not in the best mood coming into this one. I'm just going through the motions, just want to get it out of the way. I'm looking forward to the racing, but just trying to get through this Friday, man. I'm so tired. So heading out to the track for the first time, the track is very greasy at the moment, it's very green. Been a bit of bad weather just before this event, so it's all been washed away, all the grip. So out of the gate with the first full speed lap, tyres are still a little bit cold, the track conditions are still pretty greasy. So I'm not pushing that hard, it's still very early on, and the car just a quick little snap. And then just won't go around the corner, out through the grass. Not the best way to set a lap. The entire point of the session is just to sort of feel where we're at with the car and just see if we need to make any changes. But it's hard to give good feedback and get it dialed in with the car if you can't keep it on the black stuff. Really doesn't help with your momentum. Then the next lap we were stuck in traffic, so trying to find an opening. It's just been a really messy session so far, and then just to top it off, that's the air vent finding its way out of the roof. So we changed the air ducting system and we left the old roof piece in, just forgot to take it out, and it took itself out and then started flying around the car for a while. So that was annoying. And so this is the absolute icing on the cake. I'm not sure if you can sort of see me almost kill that bird, but there's also a stripe on the road. So I discovered what that was. A car in front had its oil filter drop off and it spilled a whole stripe of oil across the track. Vaughn behind me got a good view of me throwing it off the road. He decided to send me, so thanks Vaughn for the footage. So I wasn't too happy about it, to be honest. I wasn't upset with the guy that did it because it's just totally not his fault. It just these things happen, but it just happened to be in the fastest part of the track where you really are trying to set your car up around that part of the track. Like that series of corners is so important because you're on such a knife edge at such high speed. Having oil over the track there just completely obliterated any meaningful running for the rest of the day. So I'm actually quite annoyed at this point because I'm not really happy with how the car feels. It's not where I want it to be, and I haven't really got the runs in to sort of, dial it in more and give the appropriate feedback. So I feel like I've basically wasted a lot of practice at this point. So we've got one more practice session to go. So last opportunity to validate our testing. I always seem to be chasing front end, so we've tweaked up the rear suspension, got rid of a bit of the rear droop, and then just trying to constantly make this car sharper and sharper and get it turn around corners. And then with the bit of extra time that we've got as well, we'll just check the minimum weight. So gonna run over the weighbridge. So coming back from the weighbridge, we're about 14 kilos too heavy, so had to drop out a bit of ballast. Unusual that we've gained that much weight, so I think we may have been incorrectly ballasted when we got here. So yeah, just had to drop a bit of ballast out. Hopefully that helps with how the car feels. So yeah, it's been a bit of a rough start of the weekend, but just trying to get back into the right headspace. This is our last opportunity in practice to get this car dialed, so got to make it count, got to run plan, got to get it dialed. So just following my teammate, he's been going alright this weekend so far, so just following his line, seeing what he's doing, and then planning on making some space and then putting in some proper laps. So first lap is literally the out lap, and third gear is gone. Fourth gear is also gone. Not again. So things just keep getting worse. We're really up against it this weekend. No meaningful running in practice, and now the car's broken. But the question now is, how bad? Is it just a cable's popped off, or have I broken the whole gearbox? Oh, again. Bloody hell. So a gearbox can do 2 rounds. This is what we're learning. Good thing I brought a spare.
Yeah, just as well.
Yeah, second. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's dead. Because the cable's moving. So there's one selector fork that does 3rd and 4th gear. When that breaks, which is what tends to break, you lose 3rd and 4th. So you become a member of the 125 club.
So you've just done a gearbox?
I've just done a gearbox. So yeah, Fletcher said he got about 2 rounds out of his. So
There you go.
good thing I brought a spare. The new one has a billet fork.
You just
Instead?
hard on
So unfortunately it was the entire gearbox. Fortunately, I did actually have a spare because I was given the advice, always have a spare gearbox because these cars are bad for it. They always break the 3rd, 4th selector fork or the roll pin. Unfortunately, again, I don't know how to put in a gearbox for myself, so had massive help from Tinker from Hampstead Auto, Alan from the P&H Racing crew, and Sam again, of course, from TCM Race Services, as well as Matt, his dad, and we all got stuck into it. Massive help from everybody involved. Got racing again because of the wonderful community that there is with the XLs. So the install took most of the night for us, and then even carried on into the morning. We did all the fluids, everything in the morning. The real complication was because the cross-member bolts were all mongreled, so we had a real difficulty getting them back in. New day though, reset, good night's sleep, first session, qualifying. Qualifying started a little bit weird for us. We actually got pushed over to the side to make a third row because a recovery vehicle had to get in behind the queue. So we made a third row and then we sort of got forgotten about. We never got signaled to go, which is a bit weird. Are we going or not? So I'm getting real tired of breaking gearboxes, and I talked to some of the other guys to try and work out what's going on, and I was really fortunate to be pitted right next to the 3-time champion in our category, Joel Johnson, and he told me to stop heel towing, which is really counterintuitive. I was basically told it shock loads the fork, and the clutch is so big for the car that, you know, you can ride the clutch and it's not going to hurt anything. So I'm going to take his advice, because he doesn't seem to be breaking things, and relearn how to use my pedals in a qualifying session. Which is easier said than done, as I snatch a rear brake into the first corner on my first flying lap. So it's not going to be the fastest lap, but it's a good lap to be a banker. So I'll just keep the temperatures under control and then we'll set the next lap as the flying lap. Well, that was the plan at least until the red flag came out, and now I've got no laps on the board, so this is going to be interesting. Okay, we're coming down pit lane now. Yeah, they've lined us up at the pits.
And they've got to get a lift tape for this, so it might move in.
Okay.
Could be a little while.
Alright, I'll just chill out. Apparently it's oil all over 18, they've got to get a lift. Yeah. There'll be a while.
You may not get another run.
Ah, right.
Well...
So how are they going to work out where we start?
I don't know. Which is 6 minutes time, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oil's bad, it'll take a while. So.
Okay.
Oil's bad.
Well, we might not be qualifying.
Did you get any good runs in?
Sorry?
Did you get any good qualifying runs?
I literally just came out for the outlap. Yeah.
That's a bit of an issue, isn't it?
I was on my first lap. Yeah. And I came out pretty early on.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So everyone will be in the same boat, I suppose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the guys that got out first, they'd probably be alright, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the last row. So.
Yes, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get you. Alright, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, it's 50-50 whether or not we'll get started again. So, I'm not sure how they're going to work out the quality results, because I don't think anybody's felt that. Who was it that went off?
Who was it?
Yeah.
Car 35?
Okay.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Yeah, I can't remember the number, but...
Yeah. But yeah, it looks like there's just one patch down there on the sort of out, maybe the outside of 18.
Yeah, okay. I'll look out for it.
Yeah. Extending by 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
So they ended up extending our session by 10 minutes. So as soon as that whistle blew, that clock was counting down from 10 minutes. So our average lap around here is about 2 minutes 26-ish. We've maybe just got enough time to do 2 push laps. If we do the out lap, 1 push, 1 cool, and then maybe if we're lucky get a second push lap in. So this first one's really got to count, but I don't want to be in the front. I've got to get someone in front of me. I've got to get that draft. Trouble is, nobody wants to be the guy in front. So I did an almost reverse overtake coming into turn 6 here. Pulled to the inside, slam on the brakes. So now I'm in the position I want to be in. Now I've got to maintain it. The guy behind me desperately wants to get past me as well, because this is the prime seat in the qualifying session. But I like where I am, so I've got to push hard enough, warm up the car, not get mugged by the guy behind me, but also keep the spacing with the guy in front that I don't catch him with the toe. So coming around the final corner, starting our qualifying lap. This might be our only opportunity, so this one has to count. The silver car right behind me pushes a little bit too hard and sends it off the track. Grip level is so low at the moment. A little bit cautious with the grip in this last corner because of the oil going down, but Fletcher wasn't. He gives me a nice big shove up the rear. We're going full send. Well, that was wild, and hopefully that's enough. I got to get out of this position though, because these guys are coming through and it's getting rough. These guys are so desperate to set a fast time for qualifying. Now I got to try and reposition and then hopefully get this last lap in. But again, as per usual with this weekend, nothing's going to plan. Red flag brings a premature end to the session again. Unfortunately, one of the guys ended up on their roof, which tragic end to the session. Just pushed a little bit too hard, but hey, that was a really good qualifying, and that put me in P13 for the race. So we just got to get past scrutineering and then park ferme, and then we can get racing from a really good position. Oh fuck, he's just hit the wrong crossbar.
Can you get to a pit crew?
Sorry?
Can you get to a pit crew? We've got to check your tyre pressures.
Hey,
to see if they're too low.
Yeah, it might be. My front cross members only held in with one bolt because they're all mungled.
Well, I'm just passing on the rules like the stickers, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to be. Have you seen the sticker decal that we've sent out twice?
Yeah, but then I asked about that.
No, but you can't ask. It's signed into a contract.
Yeah,
so
but I was told, because I said
you can't have
how
them on the bonnet.
Yeah.
They've got to be on the front guard. All right, mate? I don't make up the rules. Otherwise, I get bollocked. I'm the one that signed the contract on behalf of Super Shock.
Yeah.
So, I'm the same, mate. I'm the same. I've got sponsors on my car.
Yeah.
Super Shock overrules, unfortunately. Alright, so yeah, if you get, we need to check your tyre pressures, okay, to make sure they're at 29.
Okay.
Alright?
They need to come over and check the tyre pressures. They need one of you guys to pump them up to 29. Yeah, with a compressor, and you got to pump it up above 29 pounds. And they check the ride height again at that. Yeah, the car is too low.
So we just got to check tyre pressures in case you've got a fire.
Okay.
Yeah,
31.
So your pressures are fine, definitely up to 100, but it's way under.
How much under? How much under?
Probably 3 or 4 mil.
Shit.
yes.
But you'd want to be 10 over, so
Yeah.
you're 15 mil lower than it'd want to be.
Yeah, we just did the gearbox. We literally just replaced the whole gearbox and everything.
Yeah.
And only just had time to get out. And
Yeah.
then
It's a rule.
It's a rule, it's what it is.
Yeah, back in your pit, you're still on par firmly.
I
Okay.
just need to report that to Tim.
Yep.
Disqualified. So, good result, gone. Start the next race from the back because we got disqualified from qualifying. Honestly, I had to take a walk. I was so upset, but you know, when I got back, it was actually almost funny because what else could go wrong, you know? Oh, I mean, everything that's gone wrong could go wrong has gone wrong. Pick your cars up, you know, 100 mils too low. Start from the back, last the first challenge, we'll see how far we get.
Cam Quinn there, got the Exo Terra entry that
How was that?
Oh my